Okay. Let's see. Is this working? Does this work? Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Tiggity, 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 test. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's a public. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. Here we go. There we go. Great. Okay. That took too long to figure out. All right. Let's see. Before anybody really shows up, I'm gonna plug that in. This goes in there. This goes like this. All right. So many cables. Okay. Looking good. All right, let's just get to it. Today I am making the available flights. Really, is that all that gets squeezed into a 16.9? Oh, interessant. Well, it's good to know. Gotta figure that out. Okay, 24-hour string schedule. 24-hour string schedule people. And is this blocking me? Am I alright with that? Cool, cool, cool. This needs to not be like that. Okay. 24-hour schedule string. Okay, I think, let's see. Let's try making it in here. Should I make it in here or should I do it out there? Let's do it out here. Game manager, variables array, 24-hour schedule underscore string array. Make it a string array. And is this not charging? Okay, it is. Good, good, good. Okay. And we're gonna want 48 of these mamma jammas. And we're gonna do, what is this start on? Let's see, DC flight manager. Here we go. So it goes from 12 noon to 11:30 a.m. 12 noon to 11:30 a.m. 12 noon to 11:30 a.m. So you go 12 p.m. Go 12:30 p.m. I guess you do just kind of write them all out. This is why I never know where to put my mic. Let's do it like this right now. Okay. 1 p.m. 1:30 p.m. 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. 3 p.m. Nope, 3:30 p.m. 4 p.m. 4:30 p.m. Oh, does this keep going off? It should stay on. Oh, is it because it's not live? There we go. Let's see how that works out. Okay. 5. How glamorous is the game dev life? Punching in times the day by half-hour increments. This is so fun. I love typing in half-hour increments. 9. You know, for being such an easy task, for being so monotonous, it's actually kind of hard for me to like focus. Like, okay, we started at noon and we're already at 10, right? And I've done this before for something else, and totally botched a lot of the times, actually, like totally messed them up, or at least like the formatting just wasn't consistent. 2 people in chat. Say what's up, say hello. How you doing? 12:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. It goes from 12 noon to 11:30 a.m., right? I think that's what it was doing. So we do 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m., 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Uh-oh. Okay. 5 a.m. Jesus. Okay, I'm just gonna have to fly blind for a minute. Oh. 5:30 a.m. 6 a.m. 6:30 a.m. 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m. 8 a.m. 8:30 a.m. 9 a.m. 9:30 a.m. 10 a.m. 10:30 a.m. 11 a.m. 11:30 a.m. How many of these did I botch? 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10 a.m., 10:30, 11, 11:30. Okay, good. Did it. Shadow Gamer, what is up? What is up, Shadow Gamer? How's it going? How you doing today? All right, now I can get this back in my face. All right, so got all these times set up by half-hour increments. Nice, nice, nice. I think that's all I needed to do. And scooch this back down. Okay, so this is the string variable, array string variable that we want to get. And let's see. It's going to be in the time. And let's make sure these are named the same thing. There we go. Okay. Get FSM array game object game manager, and the FSM name is variables. Variable name is this. Store it in that. Right, so you have all those times now. Let's name this get variables. You have all the times, but the city dictates which times are available to fly. So for example, DC, these are the times. Let's see, DC to London. So if I, so this is the DC airport right now. Or wait. Oh shit, this kind of has to, Let me see, gotta work this one out. Oh, you know what it does? It gets it from its city. So this, the destinations, it gets it from available destinations game object array, right? Same thing with this one. Available destinations string array and available destinations sprite array. It gets it from the flight manager of the city. So each city has a flight manager FSM that, yeah, that will also put this time on. So it gets an array, get FSM array. So let's see, get FSM array 4, and then you just do 5, I think. So how to do it on here? You do the find closest, and then get FSM array. FSM. Okay. Find closest with the tag city, and store the object this city. Okay, and then you get in flight manager, there is a variable that we'll call did I call it something on here too? Was this, did I used to have it? No, I just put it in there. City, so what did I put? Available destination game objects array, available destination string array. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of copy this. Available, let's see. Available flight times. It wants to, do I have to get this 5 times? 1 per city? Oh, I should call it like, oh shit, but you know what this doesn't take into account is, if there's ever, let's take a note. Gate agent, boarding plane warp. If, shit, but I do like the idea of being able to miss a flight because it's all booked up. The idea of getting to the airport and needing to get somewhere, but all the seats are taken. And so you have to wait. I like that too much. That's too good. That's too good of a thing to pass up on. So when you click on a city, it should then get all of the available times. And all of the available times should be dictated by whether or not the array, the passengers, yeah, it's like they're flights. Those are flights. So it's like there's a morning, an afternoon, and a red-eye flight. So when you click on that button for destination, say you want to go to DC, like it says right there, even though we're in DC right now, but let's say you just click that and it's DC, then the time underneath that, the options that you'll have, it'll get all of the available flights to DC, and it does that by checking a list, an array of references. Oh, this is so strange because it's like, I think it's like, it's kind of like an array of arrays. It's gonna, okay, so for example, this is some tricky shit. So we kind of have to go to the flight first. So in DC, you have all these flights. DC to London, DC to Paris, DC to Berlin, DC to Morocco, DC to Moscow. In DC to London, it has the morning passengers, afternoon passengers, and red-eye passengers. So I think what it needs to do is get a it'll always be getting the number of passengers from them, and if any of them fill up, then it needs to remove that flight from some array in the flight manager of that city. Okay, that makes sense. Great, that makes sense. So this one will kind of be like flight availability. Okay, tripping. Okay, so flight availability, what that'll do is it does an array list count 3 times. And the first one is for morning passengers, second one is for afternoon passengers, third one is, for red-eye passengers. And the count, new variable, number of morning passengers. And then this one is, let's copy it to new variable, number of afternoon passengers. And then red-eye passengers, number of red-eye passengers. Okay, so it's, oh shit, you know what I just realized though? We're gonna have to put, so every time a ticket is purchased, we're gonna need to check again. So we can make a global transition that says maybe check time, no. What about send back, or what about try again? Oops, no. Delete transition. Add global transition. Whoa, hey. Add global transition. Let's see, S. Is it because there's only one with T? Oh yeah, that's, huh. Okay, so maybe send back. Okay. So flight availability, sends back. Okay, so it checks these. We'll just, because it's gonna need to start all over again anyway, we're gonna do get passenger counts, and then we'll call this one compare passenger counts. Excuse me. And excuse me. It's an int, right? Yeah. Okay. So you want to do an int compare. And you want to do that 3 times. So this one is morning. This one is afternoon. And this one is red eye. So how many seats are there in an airplane? Oh, the reason it's so fucking bright. I've been wondering, like, oh, when I go up to the airplane, it's like really bright. And it's because there's a bunch. There's just a whole bunch of them. So I'm gonna get like these 2. No, these 3? Because there's only 5. Yeah. Just move them forward, and then you get these 2, move them to the side, and you just get this one, move it to the side. And then scooch. Okay. Jeez, all these fucking lights. You know, all this shit will be disabled. Robohemoth. Oh, what is up, my dude? What is up? How's it going, man? How you doing today? So I got these flights also. Oh, we're gonna check how many fucking seats there were. Let's see. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so it's 10. But there's 3 rows, so 30 seats, right? Am I counting that right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and there's 3 of them. All right, 30 seats. So what you want is to compare it to 30. Oops. 30 and 30. Big old smiley face watching this while I shop at Target. Nice. Wait, shop at Target online Target or shop at Target in person with a mask 6 feet away from everybody? Okay, so this runs through and it gets that passenger count. We don't want it to do every frame because you know what it could do? No, can't do that either. Shit. No, at the store. Be careful, my friend. Be careful. It's a war zone out there. What are you getting, by the way? What you grabbing at the store today? What's brought you to a good old Target? Or in Europe, they like to call it Target. Compare passenger. Okay, so if it is equal, then the flight is booked. So, do I have an equal statement? I should have an equal, huh? I don't know why, because sometimes you don't want to equal. You don't want some highly specific event name. You just want some common. Ooh, but you know what? Shit. Right. Do I need 3 FSMs to do this shit? Ooh, can I do it all in one? I want it to check all these, and if any of them are equal, that means the flight is filled up. But we have to know which one filled up, or else they're all just sending to the same place. So maybe yeah, maybe they do an FSM for each, which is kind of a bum. I mean, is there a way to put this in one FSM where it's like I go through all of them? Yeah. I should do that. Here we go. So I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna put them out here. And I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna put it out here. All right. Toiletries and tea refills. Nice. What kind of tea you getting? I have ginger tea. I actually really need to get some more ginger tea. There's a specific kind of ginger tea that I really enjoy that a loved one gave to me, and I can't find any other ginger tea that's as good as it so far. But yeah, it sucks because I have this whole cabinet full of ginger tea, and I'm like not really crazy about them because they kind of fuck it up. The ones I get have like black pepper in them, and it's just like, yeah, this helps with digestion. It works, you know, it gets the job done. But yeah, I need to re-up on that proper ginger tea. This is my main game project that I'm working on. Yeah, this is all the shit. Okay, so it does red eye, last, and afternoon, second, right? Compare. Okay, let's see. Compare morning count, and then this one will be compare afternoon count, and this one is compare red eye count. Okay, and then all these get a finished statement. Not you. That gets a finished statement. Okay. Boom. Okay. Nice. Nice. All right. Looks good. Oh, shit. Is there a way to like get, what is it? Get previous state name? Maybe I can use that as a way of talking to the thing. Okay. So it's like, if it is equal, then it needs to, we still haven't even really put it anywhere, but it needs to remove, if it hits 30, that means the flight's packed. And that means it needs to remove itself from whatever list that says that is an available flight. So that would be in the flight manager, flight availability. Fucking hell. I guess that's what I have to figure out first is like this departure. When it's getting timed, it's getting them for the city, right? The city has the flight manager. Oh, and the flight manager the flight manager FSM can have it can have the variable like let's see, like available the flight manager for the city is what would have it. And this guy, your ticket associate, the person that's selling you the ticket, the times right here, 24 hours string schedule array. Okay, great. Flight times string array. I think so you would have to give it a really specific name though per flight, because holy shit, yeah, each city has, you have DC, London, Paris, Berlin, Morocco, Moscow. And so the flights out of each, it's like 5 for each since there are 6 cities. Because they can't fly to themselves. That means that you would have 5 arrays per city. So you would do... It would only get those 2, right? Okay. So you would make one for each city. Holy shit. All right. I think that's the answer. So you go DC flight times. Well, let's just put them all in here. Let's copy this. Go to DC. And then in Flight Manager, variables, array, and we're gonna put in London. No. Flight times. Yeah, I guess so, right? You go London flight, or to London, right? To London flight times. That works. I like that. That could be good. And it is a string array, I believe, right? There's probably going to be multiple because I'm going to want an image texture to it to to London flight times. Now, you know what we're going to do? We're going to change this to a sprite array. Okay. Array type sprite. All right. Cool. And it's 3 sprites. That's how many, because you only have morning, afternoon, and red eye. Cool. That looks good. And then we just do that for each city this place goes to, and then for each other city, their own destinations too. Fucking hell. All right. Here we go. 2 London flight times. Great. You know what we could do too is may as well fire up Photoshop. And just as a little testarino, we'll make the little departure board image for the flight times, because there's only 3. Thank God. Departure board. Okay, so what time does DC go to London? DC to London, 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. 8 a.m., 1 p.m. Okay, so this is going to be 8. Oh shit, I just realized that this needs to be 2 characters larger. Okay. It's fine. 8 a.m. It's a 0. It's a 0. Cool. The work is really cut out for me over here. Okay. So let's minimize all these. And which one's this? That's at the top. Okay, so I'll duplicate this one. And turn off auto select, move it over just a little bit, just a wee bit. Is it the same amount of spacing? Or is that's too much? Does that look right? That looks right, 14, there we go. Okay, and one more. Great. Okay, so this one will say, oops, nope, not you. A and M. Great. Is that weird? Does it need a space? Am I fucking tripping? Is that bad design? That looks like that looks like a mouthful. You either have to do. Will this work? Offset it a little bit. 8 a.m. Does that read? Or do you put an empty space in between them? Oh, Christ. I'm going to move them over. I'm going to take this one, duplicate it, make it with that 14 space, not you, space, and then put these back to the same distance. Why does it say 0.69 for all of them now? That's bullshit. What happened to 14? There we go. Oh, that looks so off now. Wait, what is it? Or maybe I'm tripping. Oh my god. Okay, that looks fine. Let's see. So is that how I'll do it? That's also so much though. All right, I'm getting rid of it and I'm just keeping the space. That's cool because it's like it's one space away. That makes sense. I like this. And then that'll just change between. Okay, great. So, let's see. Right. Now I can turn everything else off. Let's turn off all this shit. Or actually, I don't even need to turn it off. I could just right click on the time, I believe, right? Is this everything in it? Okay, good. Export as PNG. And let's see. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh, is this frozen? Okay, go. Departure board. And I'll do, let's see, probably make a fucking, actually, yeah, let's make it, times. Okay, and this one will be 8 a.m. Okay. Where's this at? Just look at my beautiful face for a second. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, this is... I cut my hair a little while ago, but it's still getting a little wild. Okay. While you're looking at that, this face, find my folder hierarchy out. Okay. I'm gonna keep this sucker open. There we go. Minimize. All right. Yep, that's all I wanted. 8 a.m. Great. Let's just do. Now this will be nice and streamlined. What are the times I said? 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. May as well just do the 8 p.m. first, since it's just one. What the fuck? Oh. PM. Okay. And then export as PNG. This one, 8 p.m. Dope. Let's make sure this is. Oop. Cool. And the last one is 1 p.m. Also just one number off. 1. Bravo. Export. And calling this one 1 p.m. Woo! All right, now we can drop these in. Departure board. Let's see. Okay. UI. Plane tickets. Loading screens, plane tickets, textures and graphics. There we go. And then I'm gonna drop in. God damn it, keep doing that. Open file location, departure board. Drag in this times folder. Open that up. Times. Change all of these. Texture types to sprites. Apply. And go into DC. And we'll put in, for the 2 London flight times, we'll put in 8 a.m., 1 p.m. Okay, so already I'm kind of wondering. I guess it's only a process of removal, so you can only, a flight can ever only be totally booked. It can't be like uncompletely booked. In real life, yeah, kinda, but like not here. So I'm just gonna have it so it's like it starts out with 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. But then let's see. How do you remove an option? I guess you have to do a count? Array count? So when you're in this screen and you have your city selected, you're going to London, right? They have an 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and an 8 p.m. If all those flights were filled somehow, it's unlikely. It's like very rare. I think I've set things up so it's like it's rare for it to be fully booked. But if it was fully booked, then I'm also kind of wondering if I want to change. Fuck. Kind of wondering if I want to change how flights get booked, because originally I was going to have it so there's a system that's constantly running. Like, oh boy, that's taxing and probably unnecessary to have a system constantly running. That's like, oh wait, no, you kind of do though. Shit. Never mind, you kind of do. You need a system that's constantly running because when the player is in the airport, you should be able to see other NPCs going up to... should it just be for show? Nah, it can't be just for show. It can't just be for show because, like, you want to be able to go to the airport and see other NPCs in lines buying their tickets, right? Their plane tickets. And you want it to be able to... I want it to be. You do too, trust me. You want it to be able to be that while they're waiting for their flight, while they're at the little stores and stuff like that, or even while they're sitting there, that you can take their ticket. So they really have to have tickets and they really have to be booked on a flight. So you really should be able to see, some number of NPCs walking around and stuff, and the ones that are hanging around at your gate when it's like when it's time to board, you should see them on your flight as well. Because if you don't have that, then you just have this sort of like chaotic, and not chaotic in a good way, sort of like random, no you know, there's no, if the point of the game is to like pay attention to your surroundings, if the point of the game is to like constantly kind of keep an eye on like who's around and like, you know, whether or not somebody could be the person you're looking for, then you don't want there to be all these like cheap shots at you where it's like, oh, just a bunch of random people that I saw hanging around my gate and none of them were even on this plane, and vice versa. So it does need to be this thing that's constantly. So back to this. If this has these 3 times available, 8 a.m., 1 p.m., 8 p.m. 8 a.m., 1 p.m., 8 p.m. Then... Shit. And the thing is, too, I'm kind of wondering, like, how does this stay updated? How does this stay updated? Like, if you go to characters, at the beginning of this, it's getting all these variables, right? It gets the city that it's in, and it gets all the flight times and stuff like that. But it's only getting them the one time. So I guess it would have to go back, right? So I have this one state, and it's gonna have this global transition, UI events, UI click, right? Yeah. Right, yeah, it's UI click. Okay, so when you click on this, it comes here, and what did I have this one? It just gets the array, next thing in an array. But when it's done, whatever it does, right? Let's just kind of send it to here, do whatever, right? Then it needs to update available. Yeah, here we go. Update available flights. I mean, honestly, like, I think I'm only doing this so I can have like a visual representation of it. I could just send it back here, right? Through, let's see, send event, self, and we're gonna do send back. Okay, and over here, we're gonna have the global transition, send back. So when you click, it does whatever it does. It books your flight or whatever, right? And then it checks the available flights. It goes back over here. The thing that is dodgy about this is that you could be on this menu, right? You could have just clicked on it or whatever, and it could still be right here. And you could just be looking at this menu while some NPCs or other players are standing next to you also ordering their tickets. And so when you click purchase ticket, then I need to put a failsafe in the purchase ticket thing too. I think it needs to do one last check to see if that's available. Fuck, I don't like that. That's too... There needs to be a cleaner solution here, because if I don't come up with a cleaner, simpler solution, I'm gonna get fucking confused and lost and spend way too much time hopping from FSM to FSM trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So I just need to come up with a simpler solution here. Oy vey. Okay. Who's in the chat? Who's in the fucking 5 people? Say what's up. How y'all doing tonight? This afternoon, this evening? What time is it? 5:18. My goodness. Let's see. Hold up. Did I get a message? All right. You have a list of arrays. You have 3 arrays. Let's look at it again. You got this one. It has all these array lists, right? You got this thing, and it checks how many are there, and then it updates them. But what happens? Okay, let's do like a dummy state, right? Let's do it's like what if one of them is full, right? So this is we'll call this red eye, or yeah, we'll call it red eye full. Okay, so if it is here, then what is it doing? If it does get maxed out, sends it over here, what happens? Oh shit. Oh, I can do the thing. I can totally do that thing. Oh, okay, hold on. Delete this transition, delete this transition, delete this transition. And I could do multiple, so I could do, here we go. We'll call this one afternoon full, right? And this one is morning full. And then for these, if it's equal, then it goes over here to morning full. But if it's less than, then you can go to next. And it'll go to the next one. And it cycles through them. That's much easier. I'll copy and paste. Oops, copy and paste this. Delete it. Huh. There we go. Okay, equal and next. And equal and next. Rad. Okay, so if it's equal, that means that's full, and if it's equal, it means full. Next and next. Space them out a little bit. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. What happens when it's done though? Let's just send it down here. So we're gonna set these as green and then set these as orange or red, okay? And then these need to have an exit state too to loop through, but it's just like, what do they do when they're there? It needs to remove itself as an option. It says, no, I'm not a fucking option anymore. Take me out of here. Maybe every time a ticket is purchased, this gets the send back thing. It goes through all this again. That's how you keep this updated. So every time a ticket is purchased, do the flight availability FSM. So I'm gonna copy and paste this, and it's just send back. And what is this on? It's on that DC to London flight. Oh, you know what might be good is if I did, I think there's like an array list. Oops. Send event, right? Send event to game objects. Yeah, here we go. That's a good one. Send an event to all the game objects within an array list. Let's see what that looks like really quick in here, just fucking around. Like, could you make it so it just says send string event? Yeah, maybe that's what we want actually. Just so I could type it in, you know? Event target, right, for this reference, send event, like update passenger count. Right, so reference flights. In this flights, we'll have that array list, proxy, call it, oh, nope, call it flights. And we want it to be 5, and it's gonna be DC to London, DC to Paris, DC to Berlin, DC to Morocco, DC to Moscow. Okay. And we're gonna put this in the buy button. So when you buy a ticket, it'll get pasted in here. Okay. Except the target is going to be a different game object. Specify object. It is the flights. So you get the child called flights from the city. So you do get child. Called flights from departure city, I believe, right? Yeah, because that means this city. Store result, as in yeah. Move it up. Cool. So the game object that it's going to do that for is flights. Boom, there we go. So now all those flights, whenever anybody buys a ticket, it'll get that update passenger count. Looks good. Okay, so this needs to call update all flight counts. Or update cities flight update cities flights passenger counts. I'm just gonna call it update passenger counts. Update passenger counts. Cool. So before we go to reset ticket associate, it'll update this. Go here first, and then you go here. Oops. Okay. Nice. Okay, so every time you buy a ticket, it'll update them, and since it's when you buy, oh yeah, when you buy a ticket, you get added to the passenger list. That made me realize that, like, if you do steal a ticket from somebody, or if somebody chose to like give you a ticket, you would still need your ID or passport or whatever to confirm that it's you, because you have to be on like the passenger list, I think, right? Should I make it so your name has to be on the manifest? Or shouldn't it be that way? Like you have to be on the manifest. Yeah, because they ask for your ID. Yeah. Because when you go to, you give them your ticket and you give them your ID too, right? It's been too long since I've been on a flight. Okay. Holy fuck. Okay. So, reset ticket associate. Okay. Update passenger counts. Brilliant. All that's good to go, right? Okay. So now in the city one, or no. In the flights, this is where we were last. So I think it also needs to do, oh wait, holy shit. Okay, yeah. It tells all these game objects send back, right? Let's make sure that's what I put. Buy button. Flights. Reference send event. Update passenger count. That's what it needs to put. See, that would have been, ooh, that would have been good. That would have been what I wanted. All right, so instead of send back, delete that transition. I'm gonna create a new transition. And I mean a new event. Update passenger count. Okay, add global transition, update passenger count. That'll work now. That'll do, pig. Yeah, because if I put it, I can't just have this like looping, right? Because it'll just be constantly going, and that'll be a drag. So it needs to stop here. Stop and wait for update. All right, so I'm gonna just make this set color as red. Okay. But now, so that updates it, so it's constantly, every time a ticket's bought, the flight availability is checked. So now we have to decide what happens when one is full. Okay, and then I just copy and paste this for every single flight. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, so much work. Okay. So what happens? You take that sprite out of the little time button. You take that option out of it, right? You shrink that array. Isn't that it? Isn't that all you do? But then if you shrink the array, the thing is when you're clicking on that button, it's getting it's looping through an array, right? So 0 is DC, 1 is London, 2 is Paris, 3 is Berlin, etc., right? All those are indexed. So when you click on that button, it's going from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, and it just keeps looping through that. If I removed an item from that index, it's going to mislabel. Or would it actually? It would be a different label, but if I remove that option from every other array that deals with that same stuff, then it would go back to being uniform. And so instead of Paris being 2, if we took it out, it would be that Berlin was 2 and Moscow was 4. And that's how it'd be for everything else. So let's check if that works by going into this guy, time, okay, gets all these variables, right? But what is it really getting at the end of the day? Or what did it do in here in this time? It just... Oh, it's the... You know what it is? It's the buy button that we want to look at. The buy button is the one that sets all that shit up. Set ticket variables. Right, so set FSM game object. This plane ticket with departure city, it's departure city, okay. Set FSM game object, this plane ticket, the destination, okay, that checks out. Excuse me. I can't tell if this is just an incredibly inactive chat, if y'all are just staying silent. Yeah, you're all real quiet today. Okay. Say hi. 5 people in the chat. So it sets the destination and the departure time. It's getting that departure time. That's a string. And it's getting it right here. Get FSM string departure time from that button. So it's just a string. We're not going to use a string anymore. We're going to use an image. I guess we should use a string as well. And so when you go to the gate and the gate agent is letting you in, they're going to check if your departure time matches up. Why am I simulating an airport? Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, I'll make it so you get on airplane and you have to get a ticket and flights are dynamic and oh my god, dude. If this works, I'm going to be so happy if this works. If it doesn't work, holy fuck, that's going to be lame. You can't just have it so you randomly hop on. Okay. People are leaving the chat. They're like, fucking done hearing this guy worrying and complaining. Okay. Spawn ticket and get variables. So gate agent, what does it check? Gate agent checks for the time. Let's actually look at the gate agent, right? Because I don't think it's even set up yet. Gate agent, it's not. Okay, so we're gonna set up the things that the gate agent checks. It's gonna do check. I can't tell if that's. Okay. Check departing city, right? That's the first thing you could check. Check departure city. And let's do like this. Check destination. And check time. Right? And check passenger. Should probably go first, right? Checks if it's you. Then if you're in the right departing city, you're going to the right destination. And finally, if it's the right time. These are all the things that the gate agent checks. So check passenger is compare. Ooh, you know, I'm not going to use description. I'm going to use comment. Right? Compare. What does it do? The game object. It puts the yeah. Compare passenger game objects. Compare ticket holder. Is that one word? Compare ticket holder game object. A passenger, whether player or NPC, with oh, it doesn't even compare. It's check if ticket holder game object passenger, whether player, exists in the passenger array for this flight. Boom. Okay, makes sense. And then this one is check departure city. I think that's when it does the compare, right? Compare. Oh, so does the, yeah, you know what? That means this means you need to put the ticket buyer in the plane ticket FSM as like ticket holder or something. All right, because this stuff is retrieved from get variable from plane ticket. Right, and then same thing with this. Get variable from plane ticket. 6 people in the chat. Say what's up. Say what's up. You're getting the variable from the plane ticket. Which variable? You're getting the departure variable from the plane ticket. Departure game object, I believe. Was gear. Gear up. Was good. I like was gear more. Get departure game object variable from plane ticket. Get departure game object variable from plane ticket. Compare that to departure city. Compare that to this city. Okay. Check destination. Get destination game object variable from plane ticket. and compare to this flight's destination game object. Oh, you know what? Just to make it more uniform, I should basically compare all these variables should just be compared with, it should be, you take all the variables from the plane ticket, all the variables from the plane itself, and compare them. That's what it should be. That's how it should be organized. Compare to this flight's game destination. Compare to this flight's destination game object. Okay, that helps a lot. So compare that to I think it's called like just airplane FSM, right? Airplane, yep. Okay, gate agent. I'm gonna put a note in here to get all the variables from the plane ticket FSM, then get all the variables from the airplane FSM, and then compare them. That's how you do it. That's how you fucking do it. Okay. Cool. Okay, check destination, check time. Same deal. This is superfluous at this point now that I get the picture. Get the excuse me. Get the departure time string variable from both the plane ticket FSM and the airplane FSM. Cool. That's how you do the gate agent. Okay. So those are all the things the gate agent gets. All that stuff is on the flight. So a part of the flight is it's constantly checking, right? I feel like game development is very similar to like just running through a jungle or a forest or a place where there's lots of trees and there's a lot of really monotonous scenery, very dense monotonous scenery, and you see a glimmer of something some few hundred yards in front of you. You run that way, but you can't run a straight line. You have to constantly kind of shift in and out, and you might get to that spot, but when you get there, you've gone all these other, you've veered all over the place before. What is this face? The monocle face. You know, it's, oh man, because you're just constantly like, just like, there's too many things to hold in mind at once. Okay, where was I? So, when you buy the ticket, okay, updates the passenger count. Let's go out here to check that out. DC to London, right? Updates the passenger count. When it's full, it should just remove that option, right? I think that's all it does. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because it gets. I think. There we go. There's my fucking answer. Gate agent. Destination, and that is a game object variable, right? So like Get the destination game object variable from plane ticket. Compare to this flight's destination game object. I think, my trouble... Okay, whatever. I'm just going to roll with it. Let's roll with it. Here, right? So you do like a array remove at, right? Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing is I'm tripping especially hard because actually we're not talking about fucking destinations. Holy shit. Nobody said anything. What's up, dude? Sorry I missed the beginning. Was finishing my Flappy Bird clone and watching a movie. Well, nice. Flappy Bird clones. Glad to know that the world is still getting its regular, near minutely, hourly, or daily dose of Flappy Bird clones. And what movie did you watch? What movie you watching? Okay, but yeah, so I was tripping because it was like, I was tripping out the location, but actually we just need to get, let's see, where is it? Gate agent, check time. Gets the departure time string variable, so it's just the string variable. So in here, when you do the morning is full, you get, and there's only 3, so it's either 0, 1, or 2, and that means it's 0. And the game object it's removing it from though is, oh shit, it's removing it from the fucking, shit, it's removing it from the ticket associate. How does it get it from the ticket associate? It has to be the ticket associate should be getting it from here. Or, yeah, it should be from here. Let's keep it all local. I don't know why it would be anywhere else. Yeah, because actually I need to compare that shit later on anyway. Right? The gentleman. Oh, is that the, what is it? The, fuck. That's the, like, modern spy movie, right? Isn't it kind of like the prequel or some spiritual successor to those movies with what's-his-face from a Single Man? Or Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy? Right, so let's make the flight availability list exist here. And let's make it so the times, I almost feel like I should make a global event called update passengers. But then, no, I shouldn't do that. You might be thinking of Kingsman. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Kingsman. That's what I was thinking of. Matthew McConaughey is a drug lord trying to get out. Yeah, it's the Kingsman. Matthew McConaughey is a drug lord trying to get out. Matthew McConaughey is a drug lord trying to get out. Oh, is that the movie that has a sort of like, this music is, okay, hold on. Is that the movie that has a scene where Matthew McConaughey like does a very lewd thing? I remember seeing like headlines and articles about a very explicit scene with, I think it was Matthew McConaughey. But is that music something you're putting in the game or just jamming like a thug? Well, it's a little bit of both. Jamming Like a Thug. Got my Epidemic Sound subscription, so I always have to have tunes in the background. Copyright free, or at least I'm allowed to use it. And but also I try to stay on brand with the game, because there's gonna be a lot of jazz in the game, and it keeps me it keeps the vibes right, you know what I'm saying? Very much jamming like a thug. Okay, so update available flights. What did I come here for? Why am I in this one? Oh, I think I was gonna go to UI click, right? It updates all available flights. Oh no, it does the right. Okay, great. So every time you do it, it gets the variables again. And and the flight, the flight manager, that's a pretty flight times string array. 24 hours schedule. I don't even know why I did oh yeah, I know why I did that. Okay. But I feel like what it should be getting is, what if there's like a get child? Gets the child of game object by index. Nice, that's totally what I'm looking for. 0 gets the first child. Nice. That's totally what I'm fucking looking for. So I wonder if you can do it so it's like you can iterate through all the different flights, all the different airplanes. Who's that? Has 30 airplanes? Jesus Christ. My brain is only barely chugging along at this point. Nice, he says. Robohemoth. I'm gonna get my water bottle. Section a little bit in here. Okay. So I'm thinking like it updates that, right? It gets this flight manager, flight times string array. But how does it know which fucking flight you're going to? Oh, duh. There needs to be a thing. It says, nah, look on YouTube. There's a million clips. He is an expatriate living in England as the biggest pot dealer ever, trying to figure out how to escape the life and sell his business. Great movie. That does sound pretty wild. I have not caught that one. I know Matthew McConaughey is very capable of doing what that sounds like. It sounds very stressful. And I know he's all about that. Like, I feel like Matthew McConaughey is borderline masochist. Because he takes on some of those gnarly roles where it's just like he just gets, like, life is constantly punishing him. It's I think that's probably because he did a flip when he went from rom-comahey and transitioned into his Russ Cole version of Matthew McConaughey, which probably honestly started with that other movie before that. I forgot, it was a movie about sort of like trans or gender identity stuff. Manic masochistic, yeah, totally. Can be very manic dude, or characters at least. Right, so what I was gonna do is make it so whatever destination is highlighted, that changes the available flight times in the button. So it's almost like maybe what you do is... Oh, shit. That's totally what you do. You go, or maybe we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You know, I never know whether I should be, using really sort of like systematic things where I'm using arrays and shit like that, or if I should just fucking hunker down and cook up some spaghetti, you know what I'm saying? Some Playmaker spaghetti. When you have all the transition lines all over the place, it looks like spaghetti. Which I try to stay away from. I try to make as elegant, like, sort of FSMs as I possibly can. But sometimes you just got to lay it down like this. And I barely realize, I don't know if any of y'all watching use Playmaker, but holding control snaps your states to a grid so you could organize them a little bit more cleanly. You know how I like my cleanliness. Rain of Fire was one he did a while back that wasn't his typical. It was a very good film as well. I loved Rain of Fire. I had the option to see Road of Perdition or Rain of Fire in theaters. I saw both in theaters eventually. But I remember like my dad was he was like, wow, like he wanted to see Road of Perdition. Rightfully so. Nothing wrong with Rain of Fire, but like you got like the big picture, you know, the fucking Road to Perdition is like the picture you go see. So when I'm like, Rain of Fire, you know, little kid version of me is like, fucking I want to see the dragons and all that shit. Like, he's just like, fine. He had a good time too. We both totally dig that movie. Had a great time. But I just remember him being like, damn it, like, all right. And I remember he brought that up like a few times. Like, you went and fucking saw, we went and saw Rain of Fire instead of Road to Perdition. I only use arrays if there's a crap ton of variables. Oh boy. There is a shit ton, not even a crap ton. There is a fucking feces ton. There is just so many variables. Like, that's why I've been looking at spreadsheets so much, because I'm like, I bought two sort of like CSV, XML, you know, import Google Docs, all these. I have all these, what are they called? Look at, I have fucking Easy Save even kind of does shit like that. Oh, maybe I don't have it in here. Do I? Grouping tool, game object replacer. Maybe I deleted them, but I have two of like the biggest sort of database tools for Unity that have like a lot of Playmaker support. Cause like I'm almost certain that if somebody sat me down and said, here's how you can use spreadsheets to organize the shit out of your data, like I would probably be doing that right now instead of what I'm doing. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe what I'm doing is okay. Do you find that Playmaker is still productive as project grows in size? Well, you know, it's hard for me to say. It's really hard for me to say because I don't know what making a game in C# looks like. As far as my understanding of like sort of scalability and performance and you know, also kind of tiny sort of subjective thing, moderately subjective, but I think we can all generally agree that dragging in a node and dragging in, you know, actions are basically nodes as well in their own way. And literally clicking and dragging to, you know, connect states is less work than the C# scripts that it contains. Because, you know, like, so for get child, or like, you know, like, let's just bring up the whole thing, right? You have activate solo, add component, create new empty object, create new empty object, destroy objects, find child, find closest. You know, there's a lot of things in here that like, it could be done in only a handful of lines of code, but it's much quicker to drag and drop these actions, right? Now, where I think kind of I can, like, my imagination allows me to at least kind of get to a point where I'm like, I can imagine that writing crazy hella specific code in C# could maybe paint broader pictures of systems that like don't have to, I don't know, maybe have so many like maybe things can be simplified, right? Like I think maybe the language of visual scripting could have, I don't know how to say this other than like extra steps. You know, I imagine that's probably the case when you get to really complex things. I think my game right now, I don't think it's particularly complex. I think like relative to, you know, what a lot of games do, like maybe, but it's like, I think generally like the scalability of projects with using Playmaker it's very friendly and very adaptive, you know. I think you could make some pretty massive projects with Playmaker because it's like robust. I think the only times that I can really imagine, like, and the thing is, like, I'm saying all this is coming from somebody who doesn't write C#, right? And that's kind of like where it, like, that's my limitations on my opinion. So that's what I'm trying to say, is like I have limitations on my opinion. Take this all with a grain of salt because I don't write C#. From talking to the team and people who use it, there are people who I know who do write C# who are excellent programmers who get hired to write code as their job, who use Playmaker who just use Playmaker, right? And they use it because they're like, yeah, it's because I don't have to write all these fucking lines of C# all the time. So I think that there's something to be said about that. There's also something to be said about the fact that studios, I can't name who, there's some that you can publicly see, but there are other ones that just don't want that, like, they don't talk about what tools they use and shit like that. So like they're not allowed to say that they used, or I'm not allowed to say if they used Playmaker, but there are a lot of studios out there that use like finite state machines and, you know, behavior trees and similar sort of things. And just as well, there are AAA studios that have used Playmaker. So it's definitely, I mean, it can do what most people, it could do more than what most people would ever want to do with a game. And then those fringe cases, if they exist, can be handled with other third-party components. Because we live in an age where, like, the way you're building this stuff to begin with is already so, you know, like the asset store is like, is sort of that, like, what do you call it? It's the modern version of contracting, you know, whereas a studio might have contracted out somebody to like go, okay, or you're the department, or there's a team that does the R&D for this or that. Like you're doing the sort of, you're going to manage the AI, right? Or you're going to manage the physics. You're going to manage the, you know, dynamic animations, like adaptive animations and all that kind of stuff. Like there are separate teams for that, or you hired contractors to take care of those things or whatever, or you even, you know, went to another company who does that part of your game for you. Like I think it was GTA 4. I don't know if they started using their proprietary animation / physics, their dynamic animations system by then, but I know I remember it was something, I want to say that it was GTA 4 that Rockstar was using Havoc. I think it's called Havoc. That was sort of like the go-to for those physics-based dynamic animation things. So, yeah. Hold on. Okay, I missed a bunch of the comments as I was rambling here. I absolutely love Playmaker, says Rusty Chicken. Fuck yeah, so do I. Brilliant. Dinah says, hello, Dinah. How's it going? It's amazing for. Hold on, let me kind of come over here because there you go. It's amazing for small games. I find it faster than actually C# code. Depending on the size of the game, it's very scalable. To be honest, I don't think I would have ever released anything without Playmaker. I agree with the whole like I feel you on that whole like I don't know if I would have ever done anything without it, because I don't know if I actually would have taken the time to learn C#. I do want to one day, and it still might even just be something that like, because I keep saying that. I've said it on multiple streams. I've said it in responses to comments. Anytime somebody asks me on the channel, whether it be on the stream or in the comments, I'm like, yeah, like I might learn C# one day. I'm interested. I'm cool, but like I still haven't gotten around to it. I've written little scripts here and there for really tiny things, and it's just copy pasta. And I think I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility that I go to my grave never having ever made a game in C#. I find that very possible, but I am interested in learning C#. But anyways, what I was trying to respond to was that like, yeah, I think like honestly, Playmaker made game development so insanely accessible without putting any like super crazy limitations or ceilings on you, and none that I can see really so far, right? I've been able to do every outrageous game idea I've had, and figure out a way to like throw it together relatively quickly. So I totally get that. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have released any of the games that I've made. And they're all, and all those games are like game jam games and little just, they're hacky, but like, 48 hours, like to throw something together like that, like, that's fucking nuts. I've been doing this for less than a year. And when I made those, I was doing it for like less than months. Like, I think the amount of time that it took me to make something that like, the amount of time it took me to make those things, I think is a testament to Playmaker's accessibility. Triple Edgy Supreme says, I guess it comes down to moving forward, then getting totally stuck in C# and not knowing how to fix things. Love the vids, by the way. Thanks. Thank you. And yeah, that's a really good way to look at it. Like, I mean, like, I think that approach, that mind frame of do you move forward or do you get stuck on, I want to say perfectionism, but that's not it either, but like future-proofing things, like there's a lot of ways where it's like, no, I can't begin everything unless everything is actually in order and perfect and I know I'm going to be able to scale to the biggest possible project, right? It's like, I have to know C# perfectly, because then like, let's take it for people who do say that, right? You take that same logic of somebody who goes like, no, I'm not gonna learn Playmaker, I'm just gonna learn C# so I can go right in and just do, and I won't have any limitations, and I'll know that I can do, and there's all this support and blah 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 blah, right? As if that doesn't exist for Playmaker, which it does. But somebody goes in like that, and they say like, because I want to be scalable as fuck, and I want to become like a master at C# and make these massive games, and like these programming, engineering, totally feats of engineering, and that same logic applied like one step further is, think about the person who goes like, dude, why are you, I'm not going to waste my time learning C# with all those limitations and blah, 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 when I can learn Python and I can build my own engine from the ground up, it's like, then I'll have true scalability and I won't be all, held back by fucking Unity or Unreal's dev teams. It's like, I'll be able to just do, it's like, it's turtles all the way down, man. it's perfectionist turtles all the way down. So, obviously, everybody just has their own thresholds, right? Everybody just has their own sort of limitations in, like, patience and sort of, like, expectations. So, for me, I knew the games that I wanted to make, and a lot, like, even like, really sort of daydreamy games where I'm like, oh, that'd be crazy if somebody ever made a game where this, and that happened. Yeah, even my most outrageous game ideas, I really am pretty sure I'll be able to do with Playmaker. And yeah, so I don't know. You know, there's people out there who want to make Red Dead Redemption, maybe. I don't know what the huge AAA games are that have like the cutting edge as fuck technology that just couldn't possibly be done, you know. But even then, it's like, I think in those times I would especially want to use Playmaker. It's like, wait, I'm not gonna write code to try to make Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, let's skip some steps, man. Let's fucking jump right in with Playmaker. Let's see. We got the thinky face from Robohemoth, chewing on something. I use both all the time. They mesh very well. Hearthstone was written in Playmaker. Yeah, there's a ton of games written in Playmaker. I do like, and man, like, I love, you know, maybe it's a very superficial reason for me to want to learn C#, but I just love the idea of my hands never leaving the keys. Just, you know, fucking, that's just so satisfying. And yeah, and also to them gelling well, C# and Playmaker. Like, it only makes sense because Playmaker is just a series of C# scripts, you know? You're still fundamentally working in C# land. Playmaker is good for artists. Yes. Yep. Very simple statements like that. Very baseline statements like that I can get behind. I don't think there's anybody ever really attacking, like, no, like, real artists will build their own engine. I heard Unreal's blueprints is pretty approachable. I've been like, I think I think the only thing that's unattractive about Unreal is, and I may be wrong, if somebody knows, let me know, but I think the unattractive thing about Unreal is sort of like the licensing thing, like when you do want to publish a game, sort of the loopholes that you might have to jump through legally and sort of kind of like setting up how you can use it to publish your own game, I think. Am I right about that? And specifically publishing for intent to sell, maybe. I might be wrong about that. Playmaker allows you to iterate super fast. I made my Flappy Bird clone in about 2 hours with it. Yeah, that's, you know, when there's like a little blurb or, you know, a little phrase somewhere in Playmaker's, in Hutong's, like, you know, advertising stuff where it's like, I think they said something like, you know, rapid iteration or whatever. And that is, or like rapid prototyping. And like, that's a selling point in itself. Because if you could prototype something and be like, oh great, this is how it works and everything. Like if your prototype works, then what's stopping you from like tightening it up after that? And then you just went from rapid prototyping to rapid game development, period, and game publishing. You know, then it's just fucking done. By the way, Flappy Bird clone in 2 hours. That's great. I challenge you to do the 15-minute Flappy Bird clone challenge. You start a timer, start live streaming, make a Flappy Bird clone in 15 minutes. I wonder how. There's got to be like a world record for making a Flappy Bird clone, right? I made Flappy Bird with Playmaker within an hour. Yeah, there you go. Okay, see? 2 hours, 1 hour. The FSM, yeah, I made all new art as well. Nice. You should share, throw a link, Rusty Chicken and Dinah. We'd be very curious to see y'all's Flappy Bird clones. It's so hysterical to me that people make Flappy Bird clones, like, as... That's not ripping on you, by the way. I just, like, I love how, like, Flappy Bird is the ollie of game development, you know? It's like the thing that you gotta do first, or like you gotta do eventually or something. It is the I'm trying to think of more analogies. Ollie's good, right? You guys should share the links if you've uploaded it anywhere. Throw it up on itch and throw some links in here. Would love to see it. Real artists draw their game code. I don't know what that... Wait, real artists draw their game code. Like... I'm not sure if that's like colloquialism, or if you're speaking colloquially. A Rusty Chicken says, Unreal will cost to publish for money. Right. Visual script for visual man. I like that. Visual script. Playmaker and blueprints, Unreal's blueprints should use that as their slogan. Visual script for visual man. Okay, I caught up with the comments. What the fuck was I doing? Oh right, I was back to this. So this is gonna be like DC. Is it London? Paris, Berlin, and Morocco, Moscow. Okay. And then global transition. Oops, custom events. DC, global transition, custom events, London, global transition, custom events, Paris, global transition, custom events, Berlin, global transition, custom events, Morocco, global transition, custom events, Moscow. Cool. So when the city is chosen, get next sprite, set sprite. And then this is also going to set sprite and then update flight times. So it does a send event. Oh wait. Yeah, that is right. It'll do a send event by name. Actually, we can just do a send event because it's in the same deal. Game object FSM, specify object, time, FSM, choose time, and then the global events. Oh wait, holy shit. You know what it is first? It's actually not gonna do that. It needs an int switch. So chosen destination index, and we have, oh holy fuck though, it's damn. It's pulling from chosen destination index, the array, available destinations, game objects, array. So, there isn't. I wish there was a game object switch. What kind of switches do we have? You have a enum switch, float switch, game object tag switch, string switch. Can you do set string value that converts? Oh, you can. Does it convert it into text? New variable, chosen destination underscore string. And then you could do a string. Shit, you could even do yeah, you might honestly even be able to do, oh shit, that would be wild. You could do a send event by name, and you could send the event chosen destination string because game objects are named the same thing. Like for all the cities, the city game objects are DC, London, Paris, blah, 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 blah. They're all, you know, capital first, the rest lowercase. DC doesn't have periods in it, it's just capital D, capital C. And so are the global variables. C for time, DC, London, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly how they're spelled. So we could just do that. Game object, FSM, specify game object, time, and we're gonna choose time one. Okay, we'll press the play button right now. We're gonna press this play button and we're gonna see if that works. Thought I would never press this goddamn play button today. So we're gonna check if when you select that city, if the let's see, if the time FSM, the choose time FSM, if it gets sent off to that city. Let's give it a go. I really need to learn how to make a proper loading screen too. I have a really janky one right now that just waits on like a, are all the NPCs finished building, bro? Bool. And when that bool gets flipped, the UI disappears. Or not the UI, the canvas with the loading screen on it. I don't even use it anymore. I used to. It's like, why? Ooh boy, it's really choking up right now. Every now and then, when I've made a bunch of changes, I feel like that's when it's like, it takes a second. It starts getting all choked up. Handles repaint color. Okay. I've had, oh, here we go. Oh shit, hold on. We need to, it won't take that long again. Once you do it once, you know. So I'm gonna turn this off. There we go. So now, let's see. It should go much faster. It should. What do I have running? Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna do, oops. Yo, where's my fucking, oh, I'm hitting escape, my bad. This is why I hate having my microphone right here, because I end up pressing the wrong keys, because I can't see my keyboard. Okay, player warp 6. Okay, so we got our ticket associate. Okay, and I'm gonna click on, let's frame me up. And then there's our ticket associate. Click on ticket associate. And we're gonna look at their time, okay? So this, it should get sent off to the States. So I should go, London, Paris, Berlin, Morocco, Moscow, London, nice. And it doesn't have DC because we're in DC and you can't fly to yourself. Great. The one problem I have run into, and I think it's just a matter of like the arrangement of states, is that like Moscow, you have to click it twice to go to the next one. It doesn't like get anything messy, but just for some reason it takes 2 clicks. But yeah, nice. So now when it goes to all these states, each of these states will fire off which... Yes! Each of these states will fire off which of the flight times are available for it. And it'll do that by updating and checking with the plane if... I love seeing shit work. It's going to check with the plane to see if... or see which flights are available. Holy fucking moly. It's been a really long day today. By the way, spoiler alert, those Playmaker tutorials, those official Hutong Playmaker tutorials, you should be able to smell them at this point. They've been done. They've been sitting in the oven for a little while. But now they're getting cut up. They're getting put on some plates. Getting some sauce drizzled all over them. And they're getting served up real soon. So stay peeped, y'all. Those official Playmaker tutorials are just about to drop. I'll put it this way: I've had to update the video descriptions in them, add in some timestamps, some links, you know, just kind of organizing all my numbers at this point, and they're almost good to go. Okay, so anyways, hold on, because I'm starting to get hungry and like not woozy, but how long? 2 hours. You know, I think I'm... Does he keep working? What does the chat have to say? Does he keep working, or does he treat his body respectfully? Because I kind of feel like I should keep working. Okay, I at least want to figure out how these flights are gonna fucking update. It's Friday. It's been a whole fucking week, and I haven't finished. Okay, focus. I just need to finish this fucking flight system. I just want to be able to get on a plane, get a ticket, or I just want to be able to get a ticket, go to a plane, and not be able to get on if it's not the right ticket, and get on if it is the right ticket, and then get there and fucking do it all over again from anywhere at any time. That's all I want to do. Okay. I'm not having an aneurysm, I'm just thinking. Luke and Rally Bro? Puke and Rally Bro? I don't know what that means, Rusty Chicken. Rusty Chicken, you're always speaking so cryptically. You speak in very cryptic... There's usually some sort of a loop and barrier that I either have to break through or jump through to figure out what you're getting at. Luke and Rally Bro. Puke and Rally? Puke and Rally? What's Rally? Like rally up? Okay. Yeah. environment. DC. Flight manager. Okay, it has these flights. Okay. It's checking the availability, right? And then I wanted it to do the array list remove at. What do I want to remove? Is it array list? Could an array list have a Playmaker array as its type? No. That would have been wild. Can you imagine storing an array in an array? Sometimes I do wish life worked like that. R, just straight up R, just a big R, says, I'm enjoying this. It's my first time watching one of your streams and will be watching your following ones. Hopefully I learned some things. Hopefully you do. And welcome. A very warm welcome to the stream. I promise that it's usually... No, I can't say that. I was going to say it's more interesting than this, but it's about 50-50. Half the time, I am completely trashing my apartment in just a brain-dead fury trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do to make these systems work. And then the other half of the time, it's like I'm modeling stuff and like fucking researching and watching cool videos and looking up hella pictures and like pressing play all the time, running that shit, watching things work. Oh man, it's great sometimes, but that's about half the time. Okay, so no arrays of arrays. Robohema says, it's pretty fascinating and I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. Let me take that one more time. It's pretty fascinating and I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. Just cool to see the workflow. Thanks. I'm glad it's fascinating because the last thing I want to be known for is for like, bro, like, have you ever seen Steven's streams? They're just so boring, dog. Like, I tune in and I just, like, before it's even finished loading, I'm just asleep, bro. I use Steven's game dev streams to sleep. When I can't get a good night's rest, I just pop that boring bullshit on. Okay. Rusty Chicken says, Steven, yeah, you bought the pro version of Unity for the black screen? No, I didn't, actually. I think it's in 2019.4. One of the most recent updates, they're finally like, maybe that's something everybody should have and they shouldn't have to pay for. Just update your Unity. Everybody should have it now. Or at least like the I don't know which version it is. I'm using 2019.4.8 F1. Yeah, the dark screen helps. It's not killing my eyes all day. Okay, so it's checking the availability. These are flight. It's just for times. So I can go over to DC. No. Yeah. Variables. To London flight times. Oh yeah. Yes. DC. Variables to London flight times. Sprite array. Oh, wait a second though. Shit. Oh yeah. So it's array list remove. So it'll remove from DC. Okay. He's got it, folks. He's fucking figuring it all out. This goes here. It removes. It's not even an array list, it's just array remove. Array remove at. Oh wait, is this? Oh shit. Okay, fine. I'll just do array. Wait, how come I can't remove my index? I think it's like array delete at or something. Yeah, there we go. Is there an FSM delete at? FSM array. Oops. Maybe, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't use these FSM arrays. Steven, you about to, okay, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna check the options next time I work. Yeah, I forgot where it is. Pretty sure it's in like preferences or something. Project settings, preferences, colors, general. Oh, editor theme, professional, personal. But I don't have, this isn't professional. You know, it says personal professional right here, but look up here. This is a personal version. Okay, at 7, I'm calling it a hard out at 7. I need to finish this entire airport by 7 p.m. This is in 20 minutes, let's do it. Okay. Maybe we change it to an array list. Maybe that's... Damn. Because you can only do it locally. Is there... Hold on. This might be getting a little dicey, but is there an FSM array... like delete at compare, remove empty, array list, set next. Okay, these are all array list, hash tables, more array list, FSM array remove all, FSM array sort, FSM array remove. Here we go. I think this is us. Let's get it. FSM array remove. It's for Unity 4. Is there any FSM array delete at? That's even better. Is there any Unity 5 ones though? FSM, nope. Array, nope. Add if empty. Strings contain switch. Okay, it looks like that's, where is it? FSM array delete at. That's what I want, I think. Let's preview it really quick. This says delete the item at an index. Index must be between 0 and the number of items. -1, because the first item index is 0. Cool. That's what we want. I'm just so like, oh, it's like, oh, this Unity 4, this old ass action. You know, I mean, more often than not, they work just fine, but it's like, ooh, the well-being of my game rests on this. Have you used ArrayMaker for ecosystem? Yeah, check it out. I got all these ArrayMaker array list proxies right over here. I use array maker for a lot of shit. You know, honestly, the only thing I don't use it for, or the only reason I don't use it for everything is for like an organizational thing. Literally, it's just because like, oh, now all my arrays, those are variables too, you know. We're variables too, you know. They exist outside of the FSM, you know. And it's like that splits up. Like what's so great about FSMs is like, or I guess what's so great about Playmaker's interface is that you don't have to remember all your variables. You know, it's just like typing C# scripts in like Visual Studio or whatever scripting software that has like autocomplete. You know, because it's just like, oh, drop down menu, which one of it is them? Oh yeah, it's that one. You know, like a lot of the time, like I'm not operating on like a very like high, like or not high, like I feel like I'm going on autopilot a lot of the time when I'm programming a game. I feel like I'm in autopilot because I just go, oh, that, you know. Okay, array, let's do FSM array delete that. Here we go. Hopefully this works. That'd be really cool if this action is all it's chalked up to be. So what we want to get is you know what I'll do is I'll do like let's set as this as the start state and then finished, and then it'll go down to here. And we'll make this a get variables. And find closest with tag city store object this city. Yep, and then it goes there. Great. And it's gonna get this city. Wait, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. And the FSM name is Flight Manager. And the variable is going to be called to London flight time sprite dash array. Not going to remember that, but let's just jump in. Okay, Steven, I'm out for tonight. Catch you on the next stream. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks a bunch, Rusty Chicken. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to hear that you're knocking out those Flappy Birds. We need the. I'll make a Flappy Bird one day. We should have a Flappy Bird showdown where all of us just make Flappy Birds. But thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good one. Have a good night. Do you know how to use the new input system with the Playmaker? I have seen the tutorial, but I do not know how to use the Vector 3. You know, I haven't made that switch yet. I haven't. I'm using the old input system. I heard the new input system is great, but I haven't touched it yet. I want to migrate to it. I think it's probably a good idea, but right now things are working just fine with the way it is, and I'm gonna try not to fix it if it ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the variable that I want, variables to London flight times. Okay, and we go here, state. Okay, and the index is 0. We're gonna remove that. Oh shit, though. This is the problem with. The problem with this is that if it deletes that, now afternoon gets set to 0. I don't know how to remove an option. How do you remove? The ways you can remove an option are delete it from delete it from the array, but that gives us this problem. You could maybe do something where it like turns it red and like, or makes it say something else. Maybe it like replaces it with something that says like all booked up, you know? I still don't have any idea what array do. Arrays are magical. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. I would give them a go with Playmaker's native arrays, like the actual variable for an array. You want a free quick tutorial really quick? Because I think my brain's about to shut off, so I'll spend this last few minutes showing you how to do arrays, or giving you like a basic idea. So like, I'll just create a new game object so I don't fuck with anything. So I'll create this empty, and we'll call this, I don't know, like, what's a common thing arrays? You know what we'll call it? We'll call this a loot crate. Okay. Most common fucking thing that you'd probably use arrays for. Loot crate, right click that, loot crate, root crate. I'm gonna create a root crate. Loot crate FSM. Right? So I have this loot crate game object. Imagine that that's actually a model of a crate or whatever. And then I put an FSM on it, call it that. And then in the variable section, I'll create a new variable type, array. And we'll call this the items in loot, or loot underscore in crate. Right? These are gonna be all the items that are in here. See, or that makes sense, right? Loot in crate. Does that read well? That's how my brain works. So this is the loot in the crate. Now, arrays can only store one type of variable. Arrays, what they're for is for storing a bunch of different things. You can have like a bunch of game objects, you can have a bunch of textures, you can have a bunch of strings, you can have a bunch of ints, you can have a bunch of floats. So for a loot crate, you might want to do something like game objects, right? Because you want the items to be in it. So we'll say that this array is the loot underscore in crate array, and the type is game object, and the size, let's say every loot crate has 5 things in it, right? So now we have these 5 elements, and it says 0 through 4. Remember that arrays usually, if not all the time, are indexed 0 through 4. I mean, sorry, not 0 through 4, starting with 0. So the first item is 0, second item is 1, etc., etc. So having 5 items in here, that means the last item is going to be labeled number 4 because the first one is 0. So you would put all your things in there in this loot thing, right? But you know, a way that you could do dynamically, or like sort of like with programming, right? So you don't have to hard code it in, because you could go over here and like drag and drop things into the scene, and literally like just, you know, put them in here like this, right? Now that's the static NPC is a thing that's gonna come out of this loot crate. But what you could do instead is use all of Playmaker's actions for them. So if you go to, you can either type in array, right? And then it brings you to this section, all the array section, or you can just find it because it's at the top right here. It says array. So here's all your actions with them. And honestly, like, if you don't have this practice already, it's good practice to just kind of like see what's available to you. Like if you think about programming less in terms of what your tools can do, and more in terms of like kind of like how the mechanics of it, like kind of like the theory of it, I don't know how else to describe it other than sort of like the way you would write it down on paper, or describe it to somebody, like when this happens, then that happens, if that happens, then this happens, that kind of stuff. If you think of it in that way, you could usually type those words that you're thinking of it, the way that you're thinking of it into the actions browser, and the actions browser will a lot of the times like give you an action that kind of does that thing. So like for array, that you want to array, like add something to it, so there it is, array add. And what you can do is like you select the array, just loot crate, and then the value that you want to add to it, you'd put something in there, right? So like there's just endless possibilities for, not endless, right? It's finite, but there's a ton of ways that you could use arrays. This is just one. I'm using arrays to kind of like manage all the flights. I'm using arrays to kind of, I'm managing the passengers, Anytime that a bunch of the same kind of thing is grouped together, when you kind of think of like buckets of things, groups of things, batches of things, all that kind of stuff, like lists of things. That's essentially all arrays are. Arrays are buckets. Arrays are groups. Arrays are lists. And yeah, they could be implemented in all sorts of ways. So that's generally how you would do it, how you would use arrays. It's good to start off, learning how to use arrays with just, like I said, the ones that you can use in the FSM, but you can also get ArrayMaker, which is an add-on. You go over here, you go to, what is it, add-ons? And I think what you have to do, though, I think, because since I have it already, it's already here, but I think somewhere in this menu, there's a one where it's like get ArrayMaker or something. And it's just a package that you import, just like Playmaker, except what it does is it gives you these components. If you type in array, it says Playmaker array list proxy, and this is essentially an array. So the name of it, like we made the same thing here, I would call this one loot_in_crate, just like we did that other one. And you select the type again. We want it to be game object. And prefill count, it's kind of when it's at 0, it's also in a way kind of expecting that you're going to be filling this in dynamically again, which has actions. So if you wanted to, instead of using array add, you would use array list add, because it's under the ArrayMaker category. So you have this, and it does it the same way. And then with this one, when you want to tell it which array list that you're talking about, the name of it is this reference. Reference is just another way of saying name. So it's like, okay, well, it's on this game object. It's already on this, so we're using owner. And the reference is that loot in crate. So it's going to look at that list. And you tell it, okay, that's a game object array list. And then you just, you treat this like how you would the other one. You say what you want to add to it, right? You can even say like which index did it end up in. So that's how you use array list add. And this again, you could do hard coded, so you can hit that, and now you could drag and drop things in here just like you did the other one. But yeah, so that's how you use arrays in Playmaker. Myokeshevi. When I started this shit, I used to have a ton of objects deactivated and then activate particular objects based on particular conditions. So figuring out arrays was huge. Yeah, yeah. I think I kind of understand. Myokeshevi. I don't. Man, I'm probably not doing that right. Right? Myokeshevi. What you're talking about is still a great way to do things for certain situations, because there's actually what is it, like solo? Activate solo. This action is awesome. It says activates game object and deactivates the other game objects at that same level of hierarchy. So like if you made like a game object and then all these children objects underneath it, activate solo would make sure that only one of those is on at a time. And that's what that action does, is it activates that one instead of having to deactivate them all the time. Because sometimes you actually do want that. One of the first things I did was inventory and gotcha summoning. It took me a while to figure it all out. I don't know what gotcha summoning is. Inventory, yeah, inventory is another thing with arrays, right? Like that's how I'm doing my inventory. My whole inventory on the system is using an array list called inventory. That's what the reference name is. My yoke is heavy. It's a Daniel Johnson song. Old high school username I'm stuck with. Oh, holy shit. I thought it was like some crazy Eastern European name. I'm over here like Mayokeshevi? My yoke is heavy. Dude, Daniel Johnson's awesome. That's a great username to be stuck with. God, there was some type of like, not holiday or event, but I remember recently Daniel Johnston was like recognized for something. It was like an anniversary of something or, man, I haven't listened to Daniel Johnston in a pretty long time though. Honestly, probably since my early 20s. But you know what? It's 7 p.m. I'm done with my mini array course, and I am getting way too fucking hungry now. I'm getting lightheaded. And I think I'm just gonna finish programming the rest of this shit tonight, kind of in peace. Oh, he died in 2019. Is that why? Maybe that's what. Yeah, it was. It was like a year or two ago. Right. Damn, I can't. That's crazy. That's I'm surprised that didn't immediately be the thing that. Right. Anyways, let's see. What are we at right now? 2.5 hours. Oh Christ! All right, everybody in chat. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you learned something. Hope you got some yucks, some ha 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 ha's. If you didn't, don't come back. No use. This is too boring of a channel for you if you're not getting any education or entertainment. But wait, take that back. If you got companionship, that counts too. Stick around, come back if you enjoy companionship, because I enjoy that very much, and I think that's something that folks get out of it here too. So, my yoke is heavy. Hey, love your stuff. Thanks a bunch, and thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. I'll try streaming again this weekend. But I'm honestly going to try to take some time off because I got a lot of work ahead of me now. Besides the game, Playmaker stuff is going to start ramping up. We got some really cool things that we're talking about doing and that I'm kind of in the middle of figuring out. That's very exciting. So, talk to y'all very soon. Whether or not I will stream this weekend. So I'll see you guys then. Peace. Thanks for stopping by.